I would like to welcome all of you to our Central Maui Hanamatsuri Association's 2021 Hanamatsuri celebration. Every year, for many years, we have observed Hanamatsuri, or the birthday of Shakyamuni Buddha, with a joyous community event here in Central Maui. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we weren't able to have our celebration last year, and again this year we cannot have a large public gathering, so we have decided to observe Hanamatsuri together with all of you through this video celebration. And so we're happy to welcome everyone as we come together virtually to mark this auspicious event. Today we're celebrating the birth of Siddhartha Gautama, who became the Buddha. Siddhartha Gautama was born somewhere between the mid-6th century and the 4th century of the Common Era in India. Legends tell us that prior to the Buddha's birth, his mother, who was called Queen Maya, had a dream which foretold that her son would become either a great ruler who would reign over the entire world, or he would become the greatest spiritual teacher who would save countless beings. At the time of Siddhartha's birth, as it drew near, Queen Maya made a trip in order to be able to have her child in the place where her family lived. And so on the way there, she decided to stop in a beautiful garden she and her entourage were passing. This beautiful garden was called Lumbini Garden. The legends say that while she was there, as she was admiring a beautiful flowering tree, the Buddha was born from her right side, this symbolically indicating both his purity and his membership in the warrior caste. Now, when Siddhartha attained Buddhahood and established the Sangha, the community of those who follow the Dharma, the caste system was abolished in the total equality of life for all those who live in the Dharma. Immediately after he was born, the Buddha is said to have taken 7 steps in each of the 4 directions. And so we're told that after taking the 7 steps in each of the 4 directions, the infant is said to have pointed up and pointed down, and to have declared, "In the heavens above and the earth below, I alone am the world-honored one." At this, the universe was filled with joyful music, flowers bloomed in full glory, and the heavens are said to have opened up and caused a sweet rain to bathe the child. And so we call our celebration of the Buddha's birthday Hanamatsuri, which means flower festival. We will begin our celebration with the chanting of Kan Mokuge, which is a special chant for Hanamatsuri. After this, we will have 2 Dharma messages, one for adults and one for children, and activities and entertainments. We hope you enjoy our virtual Hanamatsuri celebration, and again, we thank you for joining us today. Thank you very much. And now, enjoy Hanamatsuri.
Aloha everyone, this is Mayor Mike Victorino. Today I would like to proclaim Hanamatsuri Week, and to read the proclamation, which Hanamatsuri will be between April 5th and April 11th, is Darlene and Gina. Darlene, would you kindly read the proclamation for the people of Maui County?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Whereas Hanamatsuri Week commemorates the life of Shakyamuni Buddha, the founder of the Buddhist religion, who was born more than 2,500 years ago on April 8th in Lumbini Garden, India. And whereas Hanamatsuri Week recognizes the Mahayana Buddhists in Japan who celebrate Buddha's birth with special commemorative activities referred to as Hanamatsuri or Flower Festival. And whereas Hanamatsuri Week notes that the Hawaii State Legislature once designated April 8th as a day of observing in honor of Buddha's birth. And whereas Hanamatsuri Week is celebrated by Buddhists in Maui County out of the joy and gratitude of receiving Buddha's teachings, which were established in Hawaii more than a century ago. And whereas Hanamatsuri Week observes the teachings of Buddha that serve as a guide to realizing a universal spirit of wisdom and compassion, as well as providing a foundation for a harmonious and peaceful world. And now, therefore, on behalf of our Mayor, Michael P. Victorino, he proclaims April 5 to April 11, 2021 is Hanamatsuri Week. Throughout the county of Maui, and especially thank the Maui Buddhist Council for providing our communities with wisdom and compassion through Buddhist teachings.
Thank you, Miss Andrina. We really appreciate that. And to our Buddhist community out there, I have truly, through the Reverend Murakami and many of the other missions, the Hongwanjis throughout the county of Maui, have been impressed with the compassion and caring that the Buddhist religion brings forward. It is a belief that we need to continue to be compassionate to one another, especially in this pandemic. I will say mahalo to everyone. Have a great day, aloha, and enjoy Hanamatsuri.
Namanna, Vitsunamanna, 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 Vitsunamanna.
Good morning. Today, I'd like to share the story, Baby Buddha's Birthday Party, the story of Hanamatsuri. Once upon a time, a long time ago in ancient India, there lived a king and a queen. King Suddhodana was the king of the most powerful kingdom of all in ancient India. The king was a great leader, a wise king, and the people of the kingdom lived happily together in peace. Queen Maya was a beautiful, kind, and generous queen who was always thinking of the happiness of the people who lived in the kingdom. The only thing that was missing in their lives was a baby to call their own, a baby who would grow up to be queen or king, a baby they could love most of all. One day, Queen Maya had a mysterious and wonderful dream. In her dream, a white elephant appeared before her and bowed, and then said, "Aloha, your wish is granted because you are so kind and always thinking of the people who live in the kingdom." The next day, the king and queen shared the wonderful news with all the people of the kingdom. Queen Maya was going to have a baby. Queen Maya was traveling to her parents' home to give birth to the baby, as was the custom in ancient India. And along the way, Queen Maya got a little bit tired, so they stopped to rest in the beautiful gardens of Lumbini. Queen Maya saw the most beautiful flower in a tree branch and reached up to touch it when the baby popped out. Prince Siddhartha, who would grow up to become the Buddha, the awakened one, immediately took 7 steps, lotus flowers blossoming under his feet. Siddhartha, the baby Buddha, raised one hand to point to the sky and lowered one hand to point to the earth and said, "In the heavens above and on the earth below, I alone am the world-honored one." Wondrous birds flew joyfully through the sky, their voices singing songs so beautiful the music turns into flower petals that shower down from the sky. Purple clouds of incense smoke perfumed the forest with the most wonderful scent. And wonder of wonders, sweet rain, pure, clean water, fell gently from the sky and washed the baby. All of the forest creatures, the animals, the birds, the fish, they danced with joy. And the people of the kingdom rejoiced and shared the happiness of their beloved king and queen, who finally had a baby to call their own, a baby they could love most of all, a baby who would grow up to be king. And the baby? Well, the baby grew up to become Buddha, the awakened one. And Shakyamuni Buddha, the baby Buddha, whose birthday we celebrate on April 8th, taught us about Amida Buddha's great love and great compassion. Namo Amida Butsu. And that's why we celebrate the baby Buddha's birthday as Hanamatsuri, which means a flower festival in Japanese. And that's also why we make a hanamido, or flower palace, for the statue of the baby Buddha. And also why we offer flowers, incense, and light. And that's also why we have the most fun part of Hanamatsuri, bathing the baby Buddha. In ancient India, sweet rain meant pure, clean water that all people, all living beings need to survive. When the story of the baby Buddha's birthday came to China, they thought, sweet rain, that sounds like tencha, which is a very special Chinese herb that is very, very sweet when you make tea with it. So when Buddhism comes to Japan, and the story of the baby Buddha's birthday comes to Japan, tencha becomes amacha, which in Japanese could also mean sweet tea. So when the word amacha comes to Hawaii and the mainland US, it becomes Lipton's tea sweetened with cane sugar, C&H cane sugar from Hawaii. So next year, let's all try a taste of the real amacha, as it's called in Japanese. It's really quite sweet. The story of the baby Buddha's birthday is a wonderful story with amazing and wonderful things that show us just how special the birth of the baby Buddha is. And that's why we celebrate Hanamatsuri every year. Now, if you ask your mommy and daddy or your grandma and grandpa about the time that you were born, I'm sure they will tell you you were the most beautiful baby in the whole world, and they fell in love with you at first sight. And when you were born, the sky was bluer, the clouds were whiter, the flowers looked more beautiful, and the bird songs sounded sweeter, and everything in the world was wonderful. And if you're a mommy, daddy, grandpa, grandma, or auntie or uncle, be sure to hug your keiki today for Hanamatsuri and tell them about how you felt the day your keiki was born. As Buddhists, we celebrate the birth of the Buddha in gratitude for the Dharma teachings, especially the truth of Amida's vow to save all people through birth in the Pure Land and becoming Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. Mahalo for listening this morning. May your day be filled with aloha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namo Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Buddha. Namanda Butsu.
Aloha, everyone. Thank you for joining us in this celebration of Shakyamuni Buddha's birth. So before I begin, may I ask if you would join me in putting your palms together in Gassho, and let us take a moment of silent appreciation for the Buddha, our loved ones, and our ancestors. Namo Ain Doves, Namo Ain Doves, Namo Ain Doves. Thank you. Today's celebration is what we call Hanamatsuri, or in English means flower festival, referring to the Buddha's birth. According to legend, the Buddha was born in Lumbini's flower garden in India on the 8th day of April, about 2,500 years ago. The Buddha was born to King Suddhodana and Queen Maya of the Shaka clan. The custom at the time was for women to return to their parents' home to give birth. While traveling back to her parents' home, the Buddha's mother, Queen Maya, rested in Lumbini's flower garden, where at the time Asoka flowers were in full bloom. It is said that when Queen Maya raised her right arm to hold the branch of the Asoka flower, she began her labor and gave birth to a baby boy. Legend tells that when the prince was born, the earth shook, petals of flowers fell from the sky, and the dragon kings from the heavens poured warm and cold sweet rain over the newly born baby. Music rang throughout the universe. Legend also says that the baby prince took 7 steps, pointing one finger to the heaven and another finger to the earth, and proclaimed Tenjo Tenge Yuiga Dokson, the Buddhist phrase that represents the first words spoken by the baby Buddha. Heaven above, heaven below, I am the world honored one. An infant's birth cry. This cry that the Buddha made connects us all and continues to echo out to this very moment. The interpretation of the Buddha's cry really means that all sentient life is precious and unique. For example, our universe is incomprehensibly vast and expands so unimaginable to our minds. If you take into consideration all the stars and all the planets in this universe, and considering we were born not as plants or animals, but as human beings on this earth, it is truly a remarkable thing that we exist. When the Buddha was born and declared, I alone am the world honored one, I can see why. Because in this moment, his cry and birth represents all sentient beings. Hanamatsuri is the celebration of the birth of the Buddha, and it is a declaration that life is a gift and precious. In this life, despite where we come from, or who we are, or what race or ethnicity we are, fundamentally we are all connected. Celebrating the Buddha's life today, let us remember his teachings. As you pour sweet tea over the baby Buddha, you're cultivating the Buddha nature within your hearts and minds. Let us remember the Buddha was a man of compassion, and peace, who believed in the equality of all sentient beings. He was born a prince, the son of a great king, with wealth and comfort. However, he could not ignore the suffering of others, and so he abandoned his material possessions and sought a way of life to help all people achieve inner peace and loving kindness. Today, his teachings are our guide. In Buddhism, we learn to understand that life can be suffering, but it's not all suffering, and the teachings help us to be aware of this truth. When we are grateful for just being alive, that's when we become present, and that's when we experience true happiness. But it's a cycle. We can be sometimes present, and a lot of times we can get distracted over and over and over again. The birth of the Buddha reminds us how precious and unique our lives are. On this special occasion of celebrating the Buddha's life, let us be present and express our appreciation to each other, and may we all continue to cultivate the Buddha nature within us all. In closing, may I ask you to put your palms together in Gassho, and let us offer our thanks to the Buddha and to all sentient life. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, everyone, and happy birthday, baby Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you.
Benediction for closing 2021 Hanamatsuri. Please bow your head. As the light of the small candle will spread from one to another in succession, so the light of the Buddha's compassion will pass from one mind to another endlessly. The followers of the Buddha, realizing his spirit of compassion, adopt his task of enlightenment and purification, and pass it on from one generation to another in order to make the Buddha's land glorified eternally and forever. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Makuo Hongguanji Dharma School presents Wash Your Hands. You know, Kenneth, for almost a year, children like you and me, young adults, families, grandmas and grandpas, cousins and friends, and all of Hawaii and the whole United States of America have been stuck at home. Did you know that?
Yes, I know.
It was fun at first. But as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months, and the months kept getting longer and longer, we all felt a little sad and alone. Do you feel sad and alone, Ken?
Yes, I do.
I'm here to tell you, and you, and you, and you, that there is hope. Scientists have told us what to do. If we just follow their suggestions, we can beat this coronavirus that is making everyone sick. Here's one of our favorite suggestions that is so easy to do, and it keeps us safe too. It's called...
Be sure to wash your hands.
If we can just wash our hands properly, we'll be a lot safer. And we'll be able to keep others safe too. It's just like wearing a mask. Wearing a mask helps protect you from germs, and it protects people you come into contact with. Isn't it nice to know we're protected and we're protecting others too?
Yes.
So remember, wash your hands. And remember to wear a mask when going outside. And please, please remember, spread the word to wash your hands properly and to wear a mask. And don't spread germs. These two actions are game-changing. Thank you.
After using the bathroom, sneezing, coughing, or blowing your nose,
Be sure to wash your hands.
before eating meals or snacks,
Be sure to wash your hands.
immediately after coming inside from the grocery shopping or playing outdoors,
Be sure to wash your hands.
when we wash our hands, we won't spread germs. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Here's a song we want to share with you. It is to the tune of Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Sing along with us and create your own actions.
Wash your hands, wash them nice and clean. Scrub them here, scrub them there, scrub them in between. Wash your hands, when your hands again. Rub them slow, scrub and rub, germs go down the drain. Wash your hands.
糸へ八重なら桜の花かさよさきっと紅出す木浮かれついでに添えた色いやさしゃしゃりこ踊りの花に見せたよ心意気花のは踊りでしゃしゃりこシャンシャンやぐら太鼓が弾んでなればさよさどどんと本調子回り道路の木の風いやさしゃしゃりこは庭ができて月へも踊るよ夜更けまで花のは送りでシャシャリコシャンシャン祭り林が黄金を招くさよさほにほに本が咲いた地蔵さんさえ花の傘いやさしゃしゃりこそれそれ温度娘若い衆皆の衆花のは踊りでシャシャリコシャンシャン枝も栄える若松様にさよささらさら白雪の積もるまんまに春が待ついやさしゃしゃりこ天井しとれば笑顔めでたく歌い止め花のは踊りでシャシャリコシャンシャン
1, 2, 3, 4 First song that the Dharma strummers will play is Softly Blew the Breezes, which is very appropriate for Hanamatsuri. Our next song is A Happy Wanderer, which is reminiscent of European hiking songs, but we have put our own Maui spin on it by adding a nice Hawaiian vamp. We hope you enjoy it. We're going. Our final song is Big Rock Candy Mountain, which is a Depression-era song about homeless folks and hobos that would go from town to town riding the rails, and they might, grab a few winks in a farmer's barn. So also Big Rock Candy Mountain is kind of reminiscent of the Pure Land, so that gets our Buddhist angle on this wonderful song. Thank you very much.